Shall I go on then? I guess.
Yes,
go.
Yeah.
We've got 4 minutes, and I've purposely saved this for you to rant in the JBM part of the broadcast. Go on.
Okay. I don't. Oh, we're live on JBM now too?
We've been live on JBM the whole
Wow,
time. That's why I'm in 2 headsets. The whole show has been
all right.
Simulcast.
Yeah, I'll just go for it then. Yeah, I mean, if anybody's watched this show long enough, you might remember a little series called SRX with was that Danica that coined that term, the fun flag?
No, he's mentioned Danica. Can I be?
Was that Danica, Patrick?
Oh, she's up there. I can't reach. Damn.
I mean, it's just you can't make this stuff up. Like, I mean, they at least they're saying the quiet part out loud. At least they're being honest, and at least we're not going to have an all-star race 2022 situation where Ryan Blaney wins the race twice. I hope. Maybe. Yeah, we'll see if they can prove me wrong here. But yeah, I go back to what Carl Edwards said brilliantly in that presser in Daytona, whenever that was, 2011, 2012, I think. Bruton Smith was throwing out the idea of mandatory cautions, and he said the only reason that another flag should come out after the green one before the checkered one, like a yellow one or a red one, is if there is a safety condition on the racetrack that prevents green flag racing. If you start, and I know it's an exhibition race with segments, so at least they're not doing this, for Cup Series points paying races, but it becomes multiple races when you have a guy in a tower literally at his or her discretion, I guess, saying, okay, they're getting thrown out. We're going to throw a caution. I don't know, man. I mean, I'd love to hear what Pete Pistone has to say about this, because he was going off years ago about how stage cautions aren't manufactured drama. I don't know. If this isn't manufactured, I don't know what is. So
don't worry. Yeah, I'm sure he'll have his thoughts on it tomorrow.
I'm sure he will. I'll have Matthew get back to me on that, because I get frustrated when I listen to the morning drive anymore. Respect Mike Bagley and Pete Pistone, but sometimes I think their opinions are just so diametrically opposed to mine that sometimes it's a little bit hard for me to find common ground with them. But just I don't know. I mean, the All-Star race, I feel like, should be an opportunity for us to try some different things for sure. But why not try a different rules package, try to improve the short track racing? Why are we throwing artificial cautions potentially at the promoter's discretion? Again, at least they're being honest about it. I guess I'll give them points for that. But that's my first big nod of the day. Second big nod of the day, do we even know what the issue was? Why was I seeing tweets from IndyCar media 90 minutes into the session saying, hey, you and me, we all are tied for the fastest lap today so far in the open test, because nobody set a lap yet. I mean, this freaking series, man, I have never, what were we, 32 days out from the Indianapolis 500? I cannot recall a time in my life where I have been so apathetic. I mean, I'm not even, I feel like Josh Nichols, like, right, from Drake and Josh, like, I'm not mad at you, I'm done with you. Like, I don't care. I don't care anymore. I have not watched a single IndyCar race live this year. That's why I was asking how the Fox coverage has been, just because I haven't, it conflicts with NASCAR too much. I haven't, like, gone out of my way to watch it this year. And I don't even know if the Indianapolis 500 was tomorrow. Maybe I'll feel differently a month from now. I don't know. But if it was tomorrow, I would not be super excited. There would be no hype. I'm just speaking for myself here, but when you have a series that has put team owners into a box with this charter system now, Ganassi having to go down from 5 cars to 3, and we know how well the charter system has worked in NASCAR, right? There's certainly no lawsuit or controversy going on over there. You have constant hybrid issues with this new engine package that they've introduced. Two today. Yeah. It had to delay it last year because Alexander Rossi was saying if we brought it to St. Pete, only 4 cars would finish. You still had issues when you brought it in mid-season. Now you're bringing it into the Indianapolis 500. There's no guarantee, but it's going to run smoothly here. You've got a chassis that I know they rebranded it as the IR18 or whatever. They went through different aero kits. It is still basically the DW12 from 13, 14 years ago now. You haven't brought us a new car. Your TV ratings have been absolutely abysmal, and I can't even say I'm surprised. I was bracing for under $500,000 for Long Beach, supposedly your second biggest race of the year, and I had a friend telling me, well, I think Long Beach will get a bump because of that. I don't know, 307,000, I think it was, on Long Beach last year on USA. Granted, it was cable, but your second biggest race of the year is only in terms of the people that are in the series that know the prestige of that race. Of course, the biggest race by not even a mile, 1,000 miles is the Indianapolis 500. I don't think Long Beach gets that kind of boost. And you saw it up against NASCAR on Fox and up against the Masters this week. Just abysmal TV ratings, despite being on Fox, with Fox pushing it during the Super Bowl. I know Gronk is going to be there, the Snake Pit this year. I think that's not surprising to anybody. We'll see if that brings any sort of boost for the 500 ratings. But your ratings for every other race are absolutely dreadful. You had the technical issues today, like you mentioned, Josh, not only with the cars, with the hybrids, but obviously whatever was going on in the Speedway that delayed the session into just wrapping up now. And then I haven't even brought up Save the Freedom 100. Where's the Freedom 100? I understand not having the Freedom 100 in 2020, but why have we not brought that back yet? How are Indy Next drivers being prepared for the Indianapolis 500 when you're not having that race anymore? You keep saying we need to add more. Just a minute, Matt, because I've got more. I'm not done. There's still more. You keep promising more ovals. You have Roger Penske. How many times have we heard him say we need more ovals? We need to get. I know they brought Milwaukee and Nashville back, but when you also remove Texas, I don't understand how we can continue to have this conversation year after year and actually expect more ovals to eventually be implemented. You keep teasing a third engine supplier. I don't know. It sounds to me like we've been getting these rumors about Honda. You might just have to hang on to your second engine supplier before you talk about adding a third. And you have an absolutely terrible schedule. 3 weeks between races to start the year consecutively for your first 4 races of a season. One of those races is in the month of May itself. Why are we having an open test and then going all the way down to, I don't even know, is it Barber on May?
Barber,
yeah.
10 days.
So that's brilliant scheduling right there. You can still have your Grand Prix. I guess that's a new tradition, but I miss the days where the entire month of May was focused on this one race. And I think to ask these teams to go all the way down to Barber in the month of May itself, only 3 weeks before the greatest spectacle in racing, and then have to get the Grand Prix out of the way and then only have 2 weeks of build up for the 500 makes that less special. I don't know. Stop me whenever you like. There was a video game that was supposed to come out. Do you guys remember that? Motorsport Games getting in
didn't happen.
With them. That didn't happen. That's not going to happen. It's still been 22 years since we got an IndyCar licensed video game. How do you, you want to market your series to the young generation? You want to compete with Formula One? Again, I don't even think I've hit everything here. But I'm so at such a point with this series that I don't have the energy to get mad anymore. I'm just exhausted and I don't care. I'm sorry.
Was about 6 minutes, maybe longer, because the checkered flag has come out and Fox have gone off the air on our international feed.
Well, some of that was about the fun flag coming to the All-Star race at Wilkesboro.
That's fair.
I was just going to interject because you mentioned Indy Next. It's May next week. We've had one race in Indy Next. It was in February.
Yeah. And
I didn't even think of that. I covered this. I'm supposed to be covering the series for Encore this year. I didn't even think of that. You want to talk about a bad schedule? Holy mackerel.
It's so bad. It's very, very bad, isn't it? The whole lot of it as well.